The indeed. Can you guys hear me all right now? Fuck you, PN. Yes, it is indeed time. I think. No, don't go. We're just starting, idiots. All right, just gotta check one more thing. Then we should actually be good to go. All right, we're good to go. Hello, everyone. My name is Markiplier. Nah. So if you haven't been in the loop of the Shauna Boy verse, I released this video 8 days ago. It's pretty cool. Um, and most of this stream is going to be dedicated to breaking that video down. Um, and I've been kind of panicking, just watching it over and over and over again. So I, constantly have interesting stuff to bring up. But yeah. Um, After that, that's gonna be the meat of the live stream today, and then after that, I'll have a brief little like questioning and answering, I guess, of like what the direction of the channel going forward is. I kind of wanted to order it that way, um, just because I think more people are going to be interested in the breakdown than me actually talking. Sean do an AI voice instead. Bruh. No. Um, when's the series finale? Never. Even when I die, I will force my children to make shitty online Mario videos. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, I think I've wasted enough time. Let's actually begin. Uh, Full screen. Actually, I'm not gonna full screen because I already have so much to say about this first shot. Can you? Is that a little quiet? I think it's a little quiet on my end. All right, all right. Then I will increase the volume. Let's try that again.
What the?
All right, I think that's a little better. Um, I know what a moron, right, Matthew? Um, all right. Now that that's all taken care of, already I have so much to talk about with this one shot. Um, so the first thing I want to bring up is that in my videos I typically use like a lot of color correction because to put it simply, there's a lot of times like especially later in the video, I'll just skip there real quick, where the if I were to just put the flat models in, they would look extremely out of place in my opinion. Um, this is one of those cases. Um, yeah, this is one of those cases where I don't think I had to, but I also use color correction for another reason, and that is to sort of as a sort of fake lighting. Um, so obviously, when the scene starts, there we go. When the scene starts, everything is like almost pitch black, and then the light comes on, and then it kind of surrounds Mario. So for this shot and any shot that happens in this room specifically, I used 3 layers of color correction to try to get it right. The extremely dark layer, the spotlight, and then the normal color correction, which will be used in any other shot in this room. Yeah, it's actually insane, but I think I think it was worth it. As for how I get the spotlight effect, um, uh, with the color balance tool, I think that's what it's called in Premiere Pro. I can mask what parts of the screen have have a color filter applied. Um, and that's yeah, how kind of how I get that effect. Um, yeah, and just wait. There's more. Um, I'm sure most of you have watched this video. Unfortunately, um, I was rewatching it lately. Um, but that entire sequence is kind of what I wanted to do here. But I was not necessarily new to video editing, but I was a lot rustier because I hadn't edited a video in a couple years. So here, all it is just a simple opacity flicker, and it's a much shittier effect. Um, so yeah, I guess in a way this is kind of a remake of that shot, but also kind of not. This is supposed to be in the castle. Another thing I did in both scenes is use Majora's Mask music, which I thought was a pretty cool way to tie them both together. Um, yeah, that video brought me to your channel. It brought a lot of people to the channel. It blew up, and I was kind of shocked. I was expecting it to maybe get like 100 views. A soft reboot, if you will. Kind of. Maybe. I mean, it's hard to say that definitively because like they're both installments in the same series technically, but in a way, yeah, that's absolutely true. Um, but it when I finally got this all rendered, it was nice to at least with these shots to finally hammer down an idea that I had, but I couldn't quite pull off. All right, I've yapped long enough. Let's keep watching.
What the?
Okay, nope. We already have to stop. um, so another thing is that for the last couple videos, I've been uploading previews on my channel. Um, just to give you guys a little morsel of what you can expect in once the full video uploads. Usually, the scenes are actually finalized before I put them in as previews. But this part of the shot is actually kind of different. I'm going to play it one more time, and I want you to pay close attention to what happens.
What the?
Alright.
What the?
Do you guys notice a difference? Kind of. In both clips, Mario jumps, and that's kind of the animation I went with to signify that he kind of wakes up. But in the preview,
What the?
it's the cut-off jump. SMG4 does that a lot in his older videos, and I thought it was kind of cool, and I was like, I was just thinking, like, how can I do that? Like, he more so uses it for, like, shocked reactions, which is why I kind of use it here. But it ends up looking kind of wonky. I think it was Super. He pointed that out, and before I actually uploaded the preview, but I decided to put off fixing that until later. But as far as differences go between the preview and the final video, that's just about it. The only other difference is that, well, there's two. One is that the preview doesn't have the intro card, and then the other is that I changed the text in this shot. Okay, I think I can actually move on now. I thought we didn't speak of him. Yeah, you're right, but I think it's important to attribute, attribute my influences correctly, you know. Yeah, let's keep going. Finally.
Where the hell am I? What's going on? How am I supposed to get to the food now?
Alright, this was gonna be a lot shorter, I promise. So, throughout that clip, voice provided by Matthew, thank you very much. Originally, it was Mario was going to be screaming the entire time because like he's confused and he doesn't know where he is. But that got changed before the preview came out. And then another thing. Speaking of the screaming, apparently some people thought it was too loud, which kind of surprised me. I mean, honestly, sound mixing isn't my greatest strength when it comes to video editing, but no one brought that up when we were like test watching it. Apology video incoming. No, I don't apologize for anything. Tell them about how you wore a fedora for the entire production. Nope, I'm not going to. Those were bad days, Dia. I don't think it's loud enough. Men are too weak these days. Ain't that the truth? Men are soft. Liberals and their fucking agenda, am I right?
No! Where is everybody?
I hope you enjoyed that intro. This is the last video I'm going to be using that intro in. Just a heads up, I'm going to be trying to make a new one for most videos going forward. Alright. Getting this to work, I mean, it already doesn't look that good in my opinion. I wish I had done this shot better, but getting this to work was such a pain. Oh my god. You can kind of see some of the artifacts of me not doing it optimally, but basically what I did was I took this shot, right? And then manually masked around the entire house. Originally I was just gonna apply one flat, like, dull color layer on it, but I didn't like how that looked. So I, yeah, did that. Had to get a couple of these holes as well. And then, copied the video, inverted the mask, put that on top of it for the sky, and then applied 2 different color maps to it. It was not worth it. If you're gonna do something like this, I would recommend trying something different, because that was a lot of effort for a pretty mediocre effect, in my opinion. Don't all recolors make SMG4 ripoff content? True. So true. Couldn't you use a chroma key sky or something? I could have. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but that would have probably worked. This is a still shot, and I used kind of a similar technique to that with something much later in the video, and I think that turned out much better. But yeah, try alternative measures. This was extremely backwards, and it looks ugly on top of that. L. Alright, so this shot was fun to make. For the first few seconds, it's just there's the sky background, and then the van and Sean and John are kind of their own layer. In Premiere Pro, you can do what's called nesting, which allows you to put multiple layers together, and then you can change that layer and like blow up the image, move it around, and then it moves all those layers around. So I just kind of blew it up, moved it up and down a couple times to give the effect of like being on the road. And then here, this is where the fun part comes in. Especially finding, you know, some suitable animations. For a couple of frames, I kind of just whip the camera way closer, and obviously it's blurred to shit. And then over the next several frames, I unblur it and then just throw them to the back. Their individual layers. So I keyframed that before I keyframed the nest. There is a little bit of squash and stretch too, although it's a lot more subtle. Here the image kind of quote unquote flattens until we get to this frame. And then from here it's pretty simple. Just have the video zoom out. And for that, that's more scaling shenanigans. Pretty simple. It's not. It's a lot more complicated. I'm making it sound a lot more complicated than it actually is. It's pretty simple. It's just getting it right. Wait, Sean, wouldn't they fly forward instead of backwards? Don't ask questions. It makes sense.
We're here, boys.
Maybe be a bit more gentle next time, shroom.
Maybe wear a seatbelt next time, idiot.
Gentle next time, shroom.
Okay, so real quick, John calls Toad a shroom here. I'm gonna keep it a $1.50. That's kind of a slur in this universe, which is why it's partially why Toad snaps back so hard. Yeah. If we go to the last video of Malicious Meeting, shut the fuck up.
And that's why
Sean.
I'm having you guys.
Having us what, shroom?
Sean also calls Toad a shroom. Both of them are racist. True. It's the 1,000-Year Door fan coming out from underneath. But yeah, I guess I kind of did that just to show like Sean's not special for it. If you look at other videos too, like Jailbreak, we'll be coming back to this video a couple of times. But like in this first little scene, and throughout the video actually, the cops are extremely condescending towards Toads. So yeah. Racism arc incoming. Spoilers? Nah, probably not.
Maybe wear a seatbelt next time, idiot.
We didn't have any.
Alright, no real exciting tricks here. This is just more of the same stuff you've seen. But I actually animated this part before I got voice lines from all the voice actors. And originally in the script, I just had it as, you know, I just had the line as we didn't have any. I didn't have any particular performance in mind. But then I animated this part, and I thought, yeah, that it would be pretty cool if John yelled, and it was synced up with the video.
Look,
There, Toad's just kind of spinning around. In my version of Saturn, which is outdated as hell, like I think I last compiled it in September. There is no rotation keyframing, or there is, but it's broken. So I had to do that manually.
look. I need all the height I can get.
As you three know, Mario is missing. We need to find him for the kingdom's safety.
This whole shot, kind of ripped it off from Super. Let me pull up the. Hopefully that works. That does not work. Okay. Fuck. Sorry, chat. I can't believe Toad hit puberty. So true. So true. Exposed. I don't know what you're talking about. That was not by my will. But yeah, when I recorded that shot, I had actually rewatched, I think, this video. And crap, in this scene, Super does like kind of the exact same thing. Yeah, that. I think I even used the same animation. I'm such a fucking phony, guys. But yeah, I thought that was cool, and I tried to recreate it here. As for how this works, it's just a complicated masking job. Kind of same thing here, although it was a little easier to do. Sean, is there something you'd like to say of the class? Shut up. Cancel him. SMG4 and Super G64 ripoff. I know. I hope you guys can forgive me for this grievous violation of blooper trust.
Last time you freaked out about this, you ended up just fine.
So that line, we're going back to jailbreak again. I think I should just leave it up at this point. That line refers to the intro of that video, where Peach panics, and then yeah, Mario just got arrested. Oh no, someone's gonna save me. Sean doesn't give a fuck. He just goes back into his room and continues gaming. What a Chad.
Peach, why don't you call the cops? They may know what to do.
Okay, I'll be right back.
That you might think, oh, that must have been a pain to keyframe. Not really. And that's how I do it, by the way. The phone is an add-on from gmod, and then I just put it higher up in the layer hierarchy. So instead of just spawning it as the first frame that Peach goes still, I thought it would be a good idea to spawn it here. And so that's keyframed every frame. That is hardly the most complicated shot, though. So, some of these are just pain.
MKPD Toadtown Division. This is Police Chief Mark.
Where's the missing?
All of you have watched this video, so you already know this guy's no good. If you haven't, if for some reason you're new to my channel and you hopped onto the stream, in the last video, Mario's fireworks show, yeah, the entire video, half of the video is just Mario, Wario, and Waluigi in a standoff with the cops. But then it turns out that Mark is kind of behind the whole standoff. That it was intentional.
Now!
doing? What's going on here?
Yeah. So the fact that Mark is the one that picks up is suspicious. Unfortunate, definitely. Yeah, Mission was using gmod. Yeah, I use gmod. So many recolors live inside the castle. Wonder how Peach handles with that many people. Well, they're her tenants. The whole reason that everyone is meeting up at Mario's house instead of the castle is because the castle burned down, and so otherwise everyone would be homeless. But yeah, they pay her up front, which, considering that she's the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, you can guarantee that that opens up a ton of conflicts of interest. Don't really touch upon that idea that much in this video, but that will be a theme kind of going forward.
Princess, can you repeat that but slower?
Mario's been gone for 2 whole days now. Please help!
Okay, this was hell. It's the same thing as the last couple of times Peach has flailed around with the phone in her hand.
2 whole
But
days now. Please
yeah,
help!
this was horrible.
Please help!
If we go frame by frame, I think you'll see. Because not only do I have to match up the keyframes, but I also have to match up the phone's position relative to where it would probably be in her hand. At this point, I didn't have stop motion helper. That would have helped immensely with this shot. But no, for this shot, I rotated the phone manually. So I had to keyframe everything and then sync it up with Peach's hand motions. Hell. This is easily one of the hardest shots that I had to pull off for this video. Not the hardest, though. Just make a model for her holding the phone. I mean, I could have, but I'm also terrible at 3D modeling. Like, when I was at game dev school, that's the thing that I didn't do. Because I just didn't have the patience for it. But I'm also just not trained, I guess. This shot sucks. That's what I'm trying to convey.
Sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. Maybe hire security guards, huh?
Obviously, Mark is saying that because he has ulterior motives. Peach rules the kingdom, so she knows that that's a bunch of bullshit. But there's nothing she can really do about it at the moment. And obviously, Mark is just covering his ass.
Piece of shit.
That explosion effect is just another color layer. And then its recession and all that, that's just more keyframing.
So, what's the verdict?
We're searching for Mario.
What?
Pointless little thing. This is another layer. It's just, actually, no, what I think I did is, with the color layer, I put it on the nest, and then wait, no, I didn't. No, wait, this is the houses layer. So the bright spot behind Peach is a mask, and then it just expands.
So, what's the
I hate
verdict?
that you can't skip back that, like,
We're
2 or 3
searching
seconds.
for Mario.
So yeah, it just kind of expands out as she expands her arms.
What?
And then everyone here, except for Luigi, is like, no, fuck no, I don't want to do that. Because they had just gotten home from a long drive. You know what I'm hearing? All I'm hearing is wah, I'm too lazy to put the effort in. You know what I'm hearing? All I'm hearing is someone's losing their mod privileges. Let me model it? I mean, if you want to. Just record gameplay and put text over it. True. Those are the best machinimas. Yeah, I should have done that. That would have got me machinima of the decade.
Damn, why do you care so much?
This is a pretty simple thing. I just turned auto rotate on, and then just let it record.
Why don't you care?
And
It's too late, and I work
of course,
tomorrow.
Sean is a little bitch like me in real life, and he's whining about having work tomorrow, even though he's a chronic insomniac. He's just being lazy. Machinima of all time, actually. True.
Call out.
But yeah, Peach isn't having any of it. She just tells him to call out. And then Sean worries that his manager will kill him.
We could do some rest before we begin searching.
And then Luigi actually gets the idea to say that. And then, yeah, that's kind of the end of this scene.
I refuse to sleep in the same room as you.
Then sleep outside, bitch.
This isn't anything like heavily technical. I was sharing this with a bunch of my quality checkers, and they were like, they thought it was funny. I can't think of the fucking meme that this is like an accidental reference to.
There's 2 rooms. Choose one for Toad Christ's sake.
So yeah, Sean jumps on the table to sleep because fuck sleeping on the floor, and then Toad actually sleeps on the floor like a Chad with a double barrel in hand. Everyone in this kingdom owns guns. It's a huge problem. And then this shot is the next morning. Everything about this shot will make sense in a minute, but I want to actually go over the specific like color shading I used. It's a lot better than it used to be. If I can, I'm gonna try to pull up the original screenshot and then share that real quick. Gonna share. Gonna leave everything open, guys. Yeah, this was the original color layer. This is ass. This is so bad. And then once I posted it, I was like, wait, yeah, this isn't very good. So I fixed it almost first thing. Yeah, it is way too blue. And that makes no sense considering that the sun is rising. So yeah. I think that's the only shot I had in that color. That was like the last shot I did one night, and I decided to share it in my server. Yeah.
I hope you're glad I might not have rent money next week. Ow! Landlord abuse.
So yeah, that's kind of the funny. I kind of thought it would be cool, so I shared it like everywhere. A couple of things to note. Sean has called out. He's not at work, so he's kind of fucked, and so he's getting lippy with the princess, and this is his
Next week. Ow!
That's the result.
Landlord
So
abuse.
that's the plan. Any questions?
Earlier that we're allowing Luigi to
Ow!
investigate with us. I mean,
Sorry.
pretty much gave Mario the military that one time.
Another reference to an older video. At the beginning again of Mario Goes to the Gym, that's literally exactly what happens. How John heard of it, we don't know. He just heard of it somehow.
But that has nothing to do with.
Peach still got kidnapped, didn't she?
Okay, keep pausing too much.
Why are you already accusing? Projecting
And then
something?
obviously this sets Sean and John. This sets Sean off. He tries to step in Luigi's defense, kind of, but also mostly just because he wants an excuse to yell at John. So Peach is like,
And you're both
fuck
evicted!
off.
We meet back here at lunchtime. Find anything you can to help find out where Mario is.
And so the way, this is where everyone kind of splinters off. Sean and John go with Luigi. Peach and Toad kind of do their own thing. And their hope is to meet back at lunchtime, and that doesn't happen. This shot, I'll let the shot play out.
Come on now. The sooner we get this done.
Okay, so this shot was actually kind of difficult to get right. I don't know why I was really stuck up with Luigi walking exactly on the walkway,
Where Mario is.
but I kept on fucking up the shot of Luigi actually walking. And so I think I re-recorded this like 6 times before I finally just gave up and settled for what's here.
Come on now. The sooner we get this done with, the sooner you two don't have to deal with each other.
And so Sean and like,
Say no
way.
more.
Bet.
So I obviously wasn't successful in getting them along.
Yeah, I could tell.
John here. Do you read? Good, good. Remove any traces of...
John, let's go already.
Alright, so yeah, John stops to talk to someone on the radio, and he thinks he's all alone. Doesn't actually end up being the case. Just keep this in mind.
Okay. Sorry.
Then we go back to where Mario is. Alright, so I wouldn't have talked about this particular shot, but someone in the comments actually brought it up. That Mario being kind of still felt kind of unnatural. I didn't think it was, but I think that looking back on it, I can see what it is. So the animation that I used for this particular shot, it's the credit scene where Mario's looking around, then he raises his hand up. Every animation in this video is an animation that you can find in the base Super Mario 64. I don't use any custom animations other than tilt spaz, but that doesn't count. That's a glitch. I don't use any custom animations in this video, so I couldn't obviously use one. Well, I could have, but I didn't use a different animation, and because the animation plays out in a particular way, where Mario only looks to the sides for a second, I paused them to kind of give the idea of Mario like looking around. John Sauce John. Yeah, it's a pretty open secret. Like, it's more so a secret for the cast that John is up to no good. But yeah, I kind of fucked that up. I still firmly believe you should record your TV screen. I will get to that comment in a minute, actually. No custom animations, cringe. Yeah, I mean, I'm not... It's not that I'm against using custom animations, but how it originally was that I hadn't imported any yet, so I was kind of scared to, like, start that. But I've done that a couple of times now with like some of the dancing animation packs. Now that I have done that, I have considered like downloading other custom animations as well as making my own. But and I even considered it for this production, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I came across any situations where the base animations didn't at least work. It's definitely something I'm considering for future videos, though. As for the TV screen comment, I think I've told a few people this, but on my old channel, Toast Kirby, which I'm gonna show right now, yes, I have control over that channel. That is me. On my old channel, I basically did that. And the video, oh my god, it was so terrible that I deleted it even then, so it's lost forever. But yeah, a little fun fact. Show the video. Yeah, it's lost. It's sad because these days it would be kind of cool to look back on it, but I mean, I was like 14 at the time. I was really embarrassed of how inept I was at editing. Only custom animations I know about that I could possibly use are Sonic Frontiers fight animations. Those ones are pretty good, but don't rule out anything. Custom animations can only do like good things, in my opinion. Damn, not preserving your files. Again, I was 14. But yeah, enough about that. Let's actually continue. So this shot is the first shot that I made using the stop motion helper. Shout outs to Matthew for alerting me to the fact that that tool exists. Allowed me to get, you know, a smooth camera, because like in previous videos I would try that with like limited success. I'm gonna go to tentative trouble for this example. Once you get past the intro bit and then the title, it's very jagged, it's very rough around the edges, and I don't like it very much. So if I were to redo this shot, it would be a lot smoother. As it is, I just took the camera and then panned it around the scene. And it looks, I mean, it looks fine, I guess? Not really. Yeah, if you do hybrid machinima, I would strongly recommend getting stop motion helper. I don't remember if that's exactly what it's called, but if it's not already, I'll add the link to where I downloaded it in the description of Mario's Missing, so that way you guys can download it and, you know, also be peak hybrid machinists. As for this shot itself, you know, same really dark color correction, except around this button. I kind of wanted it to stand out because otherwise it would be extremely dim and kind of blend in with everything. To kind of go against the point of Mario noticing it. I did have to keyframe the mask around the colors though. It wasn't that bad. It was just a couple of, it was just like, I don't know, 10 minutes of trying to get it to feel right.
Ow! Who put this here?
Alright. Several things before we go to the next shot. One, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 color layers this time because of the dot here. I thought it would be a cool effect to see it sort of beam onto Mario. Yeah, he trips over this lampshade. That's cool, I guess. I just kind of like the shot in general. It looks pretty cool. As for the scene itself, in the script, Mario actually says 4 lines aloud, but me and Matthew both agreed that there wasn't really a good way to go about that, so that's why
Ow! Who put this here?
this is the only line that Mario really says in this shot. He thinks a couple of things, but yeah, that's the only thing he says. He's silent for most of the rest of the shot or scene. Anyways, next shot time. Yeah, this was the hardest shot to make in the entire production. First off, I had just gotten stop motion helper, so I was still trying to figure out how that worked, and I hadn't made before that very many shots that really take advantage of Saturn's camera. I kind of did that with the Team Toad video that I edited, the Yoshi release, but that was kind of it. And I jumped from that production to not directly this, but it was pretty soon after. And of course, a shot like this would not be accepted for the project I was working on. But yeah, holy shit, getting Mario's position synced up with this relatively complicated camera movement was a bitch, and trying to get it to look natural was also a bitch. Originally, if we go back several frames, for the last couple of frames here in this corner, Mario was kind of running towards the button because that's what he does. But it ended up looking worse. And then this was also a bitch, and it still doesn't look that great, but it looked fine enough. Kind of where the spotlight is on the table, and keyframing that in a way that it syncs up with where it actually should be. And if there wasn't already enough, masking to do, when the doors open up, it lets some light in. So getting that right was kind of the last step. This shot took the entire day. At least the entire editing day. After that, I kind of threw my hands up and was like, okay, I'm finishing this tomorrow. Marcus putting his walkie away. Again, kind of what was going on here. And then both of them are like, oh, no, yeah. Way. And this shot was kind of cool. It wasn't that difficult. I just, took pictures of both backdrops and then had them do their little movements. Originally it was still, though, and it looked kind of incomplete, for lack of a better term. Is Mario missing? Yes. Unfortunately, he is still missing. I mean, he isn't, but he is. SMG4. I still use a few sound effects. Mostly just to, I don't know, for the funnies. But expect those less and less as as I continue editing videos. That's all I'm going to say about that. Alright, those are the first 2 shots of an entirely new location. Glowshire, in this context, is Toad Town outskirts. This is basically a slum. As you can see right here, there's a drug deal going on in broad daylight. And no one really cares. These are obviously poison shrooms. In universe, they're called purple shrooms. They're basically like heroin. And people will give their entire fucking wallets for this shit. This is an idea I plan to elaborate on in future videos, but the Mushroom Kingdom economy is pretty terrible.
We made it. This place is as dead as ever.
So this is kind of just Sean pondering on why there's a whole other castle. That will be important later. Glowshire. I don't know what else to tell you, that you find them at Glowshire.
What are you doing here, punks?
Yeah, this is kind of the local gang, and they think that Luigi, Sean, and John are encroaching on their territory. At first, at least.
We've been sent here trying to find Mario. We were...
Mario's missing? You guys is fucked.
Look for the hidden frame next chance you get. It's very funny.
Yep. We know.
So this little animation, if you can even call it that, Bandit does, is... I can't believe I'm actually saying this. It's inspired by Sans' death animation. Maybe if I look up a fight. Yeah, that kind of like he's trembling and like going back and forth. As for why I thought that, go check out the special frame I was talking about earlier. What the fuck? What do you mean, what the fuck? I think it's all pretty self-explanatory, PN.
So you better tell us what you know, assholes.
So yeah, the reason that Bandit got really scared was because Sean is a psycho and decided to point a fucking gun at him. This Toad, he doesn't give a fuck. And then, you know, the recolor is still laughing his ass off. By the way, in the script, this recolor is referred to, it's censored, because that's a slur.
So you better tell us what you know, assholes.
Could you
here
not be a
John's
scumbag
trying
for a
to,
second?
Oh, now look who's all high and mighty.
And Sean
Used to
isn't
love
having
doing
it,
that
but
kind of
they're
stuff.
like, what's going on? I don't want to be a part of this.
Of course you'd bring that up. That was years ago.
Alright, so this is the first, like, explicit reference to Sean and John's history. Yeah, they kind of have bad blood. I think that was obvious, but this is like the first time it's just spelled out that something happened in the past, and so these two hate each other over it. That is also something I plan to elaborate on in future videos. No, I don't want files open. Fuck you.
You accused Luigi earlier. You haven't.
You held Toad at gunpoint.
He wasn't telling me what was.
Can you guys stop already?
So here Luigi is trying to, you know, de-escalate the situation, but one, because this has happened a couple of times already, and two, because Luigi is just pathetic. It doesn't work. And so Luigi's sitting here wondering what to do, and then Bandit here has an idea for him.
Hey, Green Stash! We townsfolk here love us a good fight. I can get people in here if we got info for you.
So obviously this Bandit knows what the fuck's going on. He gets an idea to capitalize off of it, and Luigi doesn't like it.
Shouldn't we try and break this up?
I mean, it's not like we got much else to do. May as well capitalize on it.
By this point, people have started gathering, and it's just gotten completely out of control.
Looks like the crowd came
So
straight
Luigi
to
kind of caves in.
Oh.
Real quick, I'm gonna check live chat. Lore. So true.
Go ask around town if they've seen Mario. I have to call construction to see how the castle's coming along.
No shot. Do you want
sorry.
to get kidnapped?
Do you want to be paid?
So yeah, just your friendly reminder that Toad is a slave to Peach. She's also, like, terribly incompetent. She thinks the priority at the moment is to see if the castle is being built, even if that means that she has to be left alone and possibly get kidnapped. Yeah, Peach is just in general, like, just not well equipped for her job.
Stupid buffy princess. Stupid.
Fun fact, this is a different color from Toad's normal text. Originally it kind of showed up as kind of pink, so I had to darken it to give it, you know, the red effect
Do you want to be
deserves.
paid?
Stupid buffy princess. Stupid.
Also, that shot uses a stop motion helper. I thought that was kind of cool.
Huh. Normally everyone's here. Maybe they're shopping?
So if we go back to, again, Mario's fireworks show, and we go back to the scene where Mario was in Toad Town, there kind of isn't anyone in town. There kind of is by the houses, but for the most part, people kind of gather in that park there.
Mamma mia!
By the way, I lost this color code. You're never seeing it again.
Oh!
So yeah, that's unfortunate, but yeah, that's what Toad means when he's like, normally everyone's here, because normally everyone is here.
You've got to be kidding. Where is everyone? Hey, Sleepy. You got any clue where Mario is?
No.
I'm sure all of you know, but this recolor is actually someone who used to be in accommodations. They had asked me a long time ago if I could include them, and I was like, yeah, sure. So yeah, this is their color code.
Oh, fuck off. I'm due for my break anyways.
And another thing, yeah, this is just like, everyone's so unhappy that it seeps into like every little interaction they have. This guy's at his wit's end. He's asleep at the counter, and when someone actually forces him to do his job, he tells him to fuck off.
I'm due for my break anyways.
Same kind of thing with that overhead text. I had to darken the color. Oh, him. It's him. Yeah. Camera lineup in Gmod is fantastic. Thank you. Also, welcome on board, Waluigi. Accommodations mentioned, boo. So true. So true. Does anyone know how that project's going?
Nope, nope, nope. Definitely not there. Nope, nobody. Okay, I give up.
Alright, that was a lot of fun to kind of rapid fire shoot through. Like, a lot of these scenes had to, like, be composed and everything, and I was kind of getting sick of it at that point, because I would nitpick every little detail, like, even just slight angle differences. If they didn't feel right, I would just re-record everything. And it was kind of starting to drive me insane. So by this point, I was looking forward to this.
Nope.
All maps I use should be credited, by the way. But I'll go over each one of them individually. This one is like a highway. Actually, going back to Jailbreak again. This is the same map. Not really. But it's the same layout. It comes in two versions, night and day. I use the night one here, obviously, and the day one there, obviously. But yeah, Toad's just kind of standing in the middle of a freeway. If I had the time, I would have probably had like a car careening towards him just for comedic effect, but didn't get to that.
Nope.
This is Gmod, iconic map. I've used it a couple times in previous videos, but never had like an open shot like this.
Nope.
Goddamn, I muted back then. This shot is the apartment complex. I think the map is GM Apartments. It's just Toad stops at the door. He like I think kind of the idea I'm trying to give off with how generic most of these shots are is just how little Toad actually does.
Nope. Nope. Definitely
Except in this one case.
not there. Nope.
This is a band where I can't remember what map this is. But yeah, he just checks in his cabin and calls it a day, even though there's a whole warehouse in the distance.
Nobody.
Both those shots are Coconut Mall, or it's called something different, but same map.
Okay, I give up. Peach.
Peach is on the phone, Toad cuts her off.
I couldn't find it.
Well, that's too bad. If it makes you feel better, the castle should be reconstructed to
This shot gets me still. Like, I've watched this video probably like hundreds of times over. This shot still gets me because of how like fucking goofy it is. So when I got to this shot, I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna make this a GIF and share it absolutely fucking everywhere. Because I was so proud of it. And then some people actually started using it, and I was like, wait a minute, that's it's just wild to see, like, something that you post and then someone like I don't know how to explain it. It's just a weird feeling. But yeah, I like this shot a lot. As for the story context, Peach is again just being bad at her job and being like,
feel better. The castle
well, you didn't find Mario, but hey, the castle should be back up and running.
should be reconstructed to
And then Toad's just like, really? That's what you want to say? Guy in the toilet, though. Is that a Skibbity toilet reference? I know, I love it too. Yeah. Easily the best contribution that MGS has made to the SM64 machinima community. Buttboy is so real for that. I know, like, if I were being told to do this, that, and the other, and then I was told, oh, that's too bad, I would also be going a little loco.
Oh,
That's all Peach has to say.
oh.
Heard you were trying to find that Mario guy.
This is PN's favorite part of the
I
video.
think I might know where he is. Well, he showed up at my door a couple days ago. He was talking about some fireworks show at Lake Kino Pio or something.
They weren't listening.
Asshole.
He's right, though. They just weren't listening to him because they're both assholes. Yeah. That entire time that Toad was doing his thing, Sean and John were fighting. Like, literally the entire time. And... One second. Alright, sorry about that. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, these two were fighting the entire time, and since then, more people have come into the audience. F-Century4 and FM included. There's actually a lot I want to talk about with this shot here. For starters, well, SMG4 is being an asshole in recording instead of actually intervening, which I thought was kind of funny. FM is kind of standing in that position, all disappointed. If we... Yet again, with this video, I promise other videos matter to this video's context. But, FM was the chief that was in charge when Mario and Luigi escaped jail. And so he's standing there like, fuck, I can't do anything about this. Because he wants to lock them both up for being public nuisances. SMG4 is also a reference. He records some things in Mario Goes to the Gym. Other things I want to talk about. Both of the recolors in this background are stock, but this one is entirely custom. The one behind John that's doing like the breakdancing is actually kind of unique. In Saturn one night, I was just messing around with color codes and I made like a potential Ice Luigi color code, but yeah, I'm not using that, and so I decided to use it on this recolor here, who's just vibing.
So this is where everyone went? Hey, I guess.
Luigi hasn't done anything, by the way. He's just standing there because he doesn't know what to do. Sean died. How sad. So true. They both died from exhaustion, by the way. This is the series finale. I mean, I do the same thing as SMG4 when homeless people fight in the streets. Based? Hello, base department? do you throw Fent at them?
Find anything on where Mario could be?
I mean, some guy told me they saw
Same guys cheering in the background.
Mario getting dragged into an abandoned warehouse out from Kinopio.
Oh.
So real quick, I'm gonna gloss over like the story context because that delves into territory that is going to be touched on much later. Peach does not like what she's hearing. That's all you need to pick up from this shot. But as for the shot
Mario
itself,
getting dragged into an abandoned warehouse out from Kinopio.
Originally I wanted this to be just a straight dolly zoom, but I don't know how to do that in Project 64, and that's, you know, where the map is. And so what I did instead was I kind of soft froze the camera much further away than it's actually showing right now. And then, you know, just went out of first person mode. And then for Peach, I actually did like the dolly zoom effect. It looks kind of awkward after a while, so I kind of blacked out the background, which actually makes it look fire as hell in my opinion.
Oh, I see.
Wait, what?
Break up their little spat and come with me.
Peach once again leaves all the work
I
up to
got
everyone
this.
else.
John!
By this point, you know, everyone is dispersed because they saw that Peach was here. This is the last person. He's just backing up.
Let's go now.
And that kind of ends that part of the story. Yeah. I sell it to him, that attempt to seem all enigmatic and interesting. Okay, I'll take these in order. Based, and then cringe. Makes Peach look stupid. She literally is. She's a fucking idiot. That being said, everyone else is stupid, and so they somehow fear her. And that's the only reason she has any semblance of power. If anyone was even halfway smart, it would be Raps for the royal crown. This shot was... When this video came out, people were asking me like, oh, this shot must have been a nightmare to pull off. And I mean, it was difficult, you know, trying to get the couch line to match up with where Mario and Mark are. But it actually wasn't that complicated. If we go back to this shot,
Now, please help!
this was way harder to pull off. This was like hair-tearingly difficult to pull off. I didn't have fun making this shot. I don't know why I didn't just make it simpler, but going back to present day, this is a lot simpler. More stop motion helper usage, Saturn keyframing. The actual like masking itself was the simplest part of it all. It was more complicated because I didn't get the Saturn footage exactly right. It was just simpler for me to... It was more complicated for me to sync Mario and Mark's feet up with the floor. If you notice that they drift off very, very slightly, but I figured by the time anyone would possibly notice that, it would be masked out.
Wait! This isn't fair! There's the three of you!
You do realize that's the point, right? Go back to where you came from, or I'll send you there myself.
So yeah, at this point, it's pretty simple. Mark's just threatening Mario. He's not fazed by it. Look at him. There is nothing behind those eyes. He doesn't care that there's a deagle and a minigun pointed straight at his face. How does this world survive? I don't even know.
Then taking me back at the home!
I don't know how well this was conveyed, but the idea is that Mark was kind of shooting to Mario's side, and Mario just dodges it instinctually, but he's just actually being stupid, and he thinks he's being shot at when he isn't, because this was a warning shot.
Smartass.
Get me back
I guess
at the
I'll
home!
also cover while we're still here, how I did this squash and stretch. So normally when I do those kinds of effects, it's just messing with like scale height or scale width. Obviously here Mario goes to the corner. In Premiere, at least, there's an option where you can take like an image's corners and then drag them out. I usually don't do that, but because, you know, with most of the Saturn footage, I'm recording it, and if there's a still shot, it's me pausing it in Premiere Pro. So actually the corners are closer to around here than they are like here. So I usually just do fine with straight stretch, but in this case, you know, the idea is like Mario thinks he's being shot at from this angle, so he has to lean. Hold on a second. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm thirsty. All right. But yeah, that's that shot. And the only real complicated thing other than that is just trying to make sure that Mario's foot doesn't move on the floor.
Smartass. Now go back!
So up to this point, Mark has been pretty chill, other than the fact that he literally shot a gun in a building, but other than that, pretty chill. But now he's starting to lose his mind a little because he doesn't have control over the matter.
Run, bitch!
This little sequence was kind of fun to animate. I kind of want to do more stuff like this in future videos, but yeah, basically,
Run,
get bold, idiot.
Don't!
And then now
Just
Mark,
stand there, get him! Jeff,
And
Eric,
now
close
this-
off the
I
entrance.
think this sequence is pretty self-explanatory. I will talk about this animation though.
The entrance.
Like I said earlier, I don't use any custom animations in this video. And this is probably the point where I think a custom animation would have been the most helpful. Because what I'm trying to get here is like a cartwheel effect. And I don't know how well that translated.
Close off the entrance.
I mean, obviously, you know, I'm using the Mario collapsing to the side animation, and that's usually, you know, like if someone actually gets shot. So I think in the future, if I'm going to do something like this, I might try to find like a cartwheel animation or make it myself.
Come back here, you big.
Huh?
This was another favorite shot of mine to edit. Basically, the camera is just, you know, being stop motioned across an entire hallway. And for Saturn, it was really simple. All I had to do was get a sped up run animation to give the illusion of a chase.
Huh?
Also, my version of Saturn doesn't have keyframeable... Shit. It doesn't have keyframeable eye textures. So, don't worry, I didn't have to, like, sync up the running animations. I would have actually killed myself if I had to do that. Instead, I just had all my eye textures to this side here, and then just changed them manually, and then masked it all out. Same thing here.
Huh?
Here, I don't think I did that, but it was a lot simpler because this is an entirely different animation we're talking about.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
Oh, funny seeing you again.
All right, this is the part that I think could be the most improved upon in pretty much the entire video. The idea here is that the cop walks up while Mario is trying to weasel his way out of his predicament. And then he beats Mario with the shoe that Mario threw at him. However, the shoe's only on screen for a few frames. Fuck. But, yeah, I don't think that read very well. When I was watching with some buddies, they were like,
Oh,
wait,
funny seeing.
what did the cop hit Mario with? So, he's getting hit by his own shoe. Boot. Pretty sure there's one in the game already when Mario collects the final Bowser star. I'm trying to imagine the shot in my head, the animation in my head. I think you're right. But I guess I didn't think of it as a cartwheel because, like, technically it isn't. It's Mario doing a side flip. But I also used the side flip animation. I don't know. It's definitely, just in general, got the most potential to improve of any shot I've done in this video. But with that being said, before we go into the final scene, I need to pee, so we'll actually be right back. Alright, I'm back. Yeah. I guess I'll do this before, we officially start. Anyone got, like, any questions, I guess? It could be editing, story. Yes, I did. But, like, it could be editing, story, my channel, like, I guess anything. Yeah, when does writing... Fuck you. Listen, this is peak fiction, alright? Every line is perfect. Should use lower FOVs more often. Do you mean like in general or like with certain shots? Like dolly zooms and all that? Just gonna check something real quick and then check chat one more time and then I'll actually start doing the thing again. Just in general. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing more of that now that I have like a bunch of the tools. I wanted to do more shots like that actually, but I think by the time I got the stop motion helper, I was just like, okay, I gotta get this done. In future videos, I want to do like a bunch of wacky camera shots though. Good feedback, thank you. Let's wrap this up. I say as we have 4 minutes left.
So, this is it. Can't believe these weasels still have the gold to operate here.
Real quick before Sean talks, all the characters kind of have this sort of sunlight on them. It's just more color layers. But I think I'm gonna be real. I think some shots look way better than others with this. Like this one looks fine, mostly because like Sean and John aren't moving around very much. But some shots ended up a lot less pretty than others, in my opinion.
What's so important about this place?
Well, you see, this was the Mushroom Kingdom branch of Good Egg.
I think what Sean meant was that nobody cares about the backstory.
John being sus yet again.
We should focus on saving Mario first.
I think I would prefer
That
you
being
not
said,
interrupt me,
Peach
John.
actually bites back for once because she got interrupted. Not because of why he interrupted, just she got interrupted and she doesn't like that. And of course, Sean finds that hilarious. That John got talked back to.
Shut up!
Still got roasted Lamau.
So this shot I think is actually kind of cool. Let's so like most other shots in this video, it is color corrected, but there's kind of a, I guess, line right here where that light is. If you look closely, the cop's color actually kind of changes as he passes this line. I think that's neat.
Who's there?
I haven't mentioned voice acting throughout most of this video. I think Zenon killed his lines here. I had a really hard time choosing like which lines to use in the editing process, because that's how I go about it. I get the voice lines and then I edit, so that way I can sort of edit around them, because usually usually the way I edit it is pretty much what I wanted anyways. But yeah, pretty much every line I had a difficult time choosing which take to use. Massive props to him.
Peach? What are you doing here?
Shouldn't I be the one asking those questions here?
Where's my bro?
Oh, hey, if it isn't Luigi. We've been looking for you since that chase.
It's very subtle, and I wish it weren't as subtle, but this is another this is another stop motion shot. If you look at the gate in comparison to the background, you'll see that. Again, though, I wish it wasn't as subtle as it is, because it makes this shot less eye-catching, I guess.
Jeez.
Sean's a little trigger happy.
Thank you, Sean.
I'm not about to save 2 Italians today.
Yeah, one second. Advanced canvas to the rescue for... Hold on. Is that something in gmod I just don't understand? He got wrecked? Yes, he did. He got decked. Rip Bozo. So yeah, this is another thing that I didn't like quite so much, is that I didn't really script them looking around, although that might have inflated the length even more. But here...
No, we might want to split up at this rate.
What? Worried you didn't cover your tracks well enough?
Sean!
So kind of a theme with Sean and John's constant bickering, especially when Sean's like pointing out how sus John is. Everyone else's reaction is just like, hey, we don't want to deal with the drama. Shut up. And not like actually analyzing what he's saying. Again, because they're stupid, but because they just don't want to deal with it. The Mushroom Kingdom already has enough shit going on.
Guys, there's a room with the light left on. Guys, you might want to...
Go back to where you came?
So yeah, that shot was also... I like this one. I think it could have turned out a little better, though.
Guys, you might want to...
Go back to where you...
It's still a little difficult to notice that it's stop motioned. I think if I had more time to record this, I would have had Mark a lot further back. So the camera pan would be a lot more... What's the word? It would be a lot more drastic and noticeable.
You came?
Where's Mario, asshole?
Oh, that's cute. Got you all on so many charges right now. Makes the Wario Bros record look squeaky.
That's what this is all about!
Man, I thought I could trust you guys.
Chiefs before me couldn't keep you behind bars. So now I have to clean up their mess. Everyone in this kingdom should be thanking me!
So what Mark was referring to is several of the last videos, Luigi's Fun Day Out, Jailbreak, and Mario's Fireworks Show, where for some reason or another, the cops just want the Mario Bros in jail, and them being free is like against their interests. Each of the past videos have had different police chiefs, and so that's what he's talking about when he's like, oh well, the past chiefs, they couldn't keep them behind bars, and of course with his last line, this is where Mark finally fully loses his mind.
Should be thanking me.
And then Peach hits it back into him. What a nice young lady. I bet she's the best ruler of the kingdom. So earlier when I was talking about not having stop motion for this shot and how that made it absolutely miserable.
One in this kingdom should be thanking.
Having stop motion for this shot came so in clutch because I was able to frame by frame kind of animate the pan's position. So that it looks like it's actually in Peach's hand as opposed to just like rotate P and G, move on. Because otherwise, yeah, this would have been only slightly better than the phone shot. And then the cops, they're just standing around because they're waiting for orders, and then they see that their boss man has been knocked out cold.
God, that guy annoys me so much. As for the rest of you cops, drop it now!
Low tier Peach, low tier Peach. I'm not gonna lie, the reason I used that type of shot, I just ran out of ideas. I was like, okay, how am I going to animate the emotion behind Crystal's line? And so I figured that was the best way. The shot itself uses a couple of tricks. I got an effect off of I don't remember what store, but it was like something that had like Adobe Premiere Pro effects, and so I just used that for like the camera shake. I also use it in go back in the shot where Mario fucking obliterates Mark. This is actually the shot that I got it for, but thankfully it's actually a pretty useful tool, so I was able to reuse it for this shot.
No!
Now that the cops have their orders, they fuck off.
What? Where did you come from?
So everyone's just wondering where Peach went. In every shot
before me couldn't keep you.
Hold on.
Thought I could trust you.
Yeah, in every shot before this, where they're upstairs here, Peach is completely absent. She just kind of manifests. So everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
Oh, I ought to use the bathroom.
There isn't even a bathroom here. I mean,
I promise
we
it's
should
the
probably
last time
find
that
Mario.
happens.
Oh my head.
But yeah, Mario just kind of rounds the corner because the cops didn't even like put in any effort to hide him. They just threw him wherever.
Mario!
Good to have you back in one piece, Mario.
John, I was going to ask you. Are these yours?
Yeah, everyone here is kind of doing their own thing. Luigi's just happy that his brother is safe. Peach is calling the castle because, well, Peach is calling construction because she wants to know how the castle's doing, because that's her only concern. We go. Toad is asleep because he's just in shock, and then Sean is not getting over what John has said.
Nope. They're cool gloves, though. Might as well take them.
Attention, everyone! The castle's reconstruction just finished.
This does get everyone's attention, though. Like, everyone's happy that the castle's back because, you know, Toad can actually officially work again, even though he doesn't get paid. Mario and Luigi are happy because, like, that's their second home, and then Sean and John, they have their actual home. This shot, I don't have Saturn Studio, so I didn't do anything like that. Sean and John are actually there, and then everyone else was chromed in. And then from there, I just synced up all the layers.
Well, it's been fun, but I ought to get a good night's sleep. For work. Night.
Good night.
Here, everyone is being friendly except for John, who just shuts up from all the verbal abuse he's taken.
I'm so glad you're safe, bro.
Mario's glad he's back too. We should get that spaghetti pizza tomorrow, Luigi.
That's a great idea.
Okay, so earlier I talked about how the house shot sucks, and I went about it in a completely convoluted way. This is the shot I was talking about, or these are the shots I was talking about, where I found a slightly better method. So what I did is I just took a screenshot of Saturn, and then chromed out the sky, or I erased it, and then in editor, the map and then the starry sky are completely different images, and that's how I got that effect. And if you don't want to mod Saturn, that's how I do it, and I think that's a much more effective method.
I'm so glad you're safe, bro.
Mario's glad he's back too. We should get that spaghetti pizza tomorrow, Luigi.
Also, a really subtle thing I want to point out is that the starry sky, it rotates. So if you hyperfixate on that throughout the shots, you'll notice that.
That's a great idea.
I'll get to that in a minute. This is the only shot. Well, no, this is one of two shots that doesn't use any like. Actually, no. Wait, never mind. Mario, Luigi, and Toad are actually all there. They aren't chroma keyed in at all, so they're actually there. And I still did it. I still chroma keyed John for some reason. I don't know why. That star will be, that, you know, the shooting star, that will be crucial in future videos. So just keep that in mind.
You're not sleeping outside now, are you, John?
All right, before we get to the conclusion, there's actually a lot I want to mention. One, this was my favorite shot to actually do, and it was the only shot that I scripted that I knew exactly how I was gonna go about it. I didn't storyboard anything, but I knew I wanted to do like a dolly zoom. Just in general, but at least once in this video, and I thought that this would be a good moment to do it. And I think it turned out great.
You're not sleeping outside now, are you, John?
But yeah, this is the only shot in the entire video that does not use chroma key. Other than like random map shots, but like anything with a character in it, it's chroma keyed except for John here. So it was nice to not have to do that again. One more thing, the song that plays in the background, if if you've noticed, it actually plays a couple of other times in various other remixes. It plays in the beginning.
We didn't have any.
It plays in this middle part.
I got this.
If you've talked to me at all about music, you already know it's Secret of the Forest. That's my favorite video game song ever, and I just not only did I think it was fitting, but I just like using it. So yeah, that's that.
Outside now, are you, John?
And that's the video. Holy shit! I'm gonna let credits go by. They're slightly animated, but although the way that the way that I animated it is pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, that's the video. In total, it took about 4 months to edit. It used over 1,000 items in the editor in Premiere Pro, and yeah, that was just a huge video to take on. Overall, I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. There are obviously a lot of things I think could be done better, but yeah, I'm pretty proud with the overall result though. So yeah, that's the video. Anything else y'all wanna say, like last comments, whatever? Alright, I'm gonna take that as no. I was originally going to go over like the future direction of this channel in greater detail, but there's only 4 of you, so I'll breeze through this. I plan on uploading at least 1 video next month. It's going to be a collab to Mubrick's Watch Your 6 collab entry. Collab. That's the plan for that. And then after that, I'm gonna upload a bunch of at least a couple of random miscellaneous shorts that have nothing to do with anything, just an excuse for me to edit. And hopefully, the next actual like video will come out in late July. That's the idea. But yeah, that's kind of it for that. It wasn't bad. You could do a lot more with it than you think. I agree with that. Hopefully soon, you know, I can learn how to I can learn the do you know if there's any like camera mods that allow you to do like FOV stuff? To my knowledge, the stop motion helper doesn't do that. Oh, that's the tool? Okay. Cool. I'll write that down somewhere so I can look at it later. Thank you very much, by the way. Fuck it, I'll just type it in the YouTube search bar. Alright. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's anything else I have to cover. Should also try and use Super DOF in post-processing. Okay. I'll note these down somewhere else. I just don't want to open up another tab at the moment. Yeah. I think that's everything I wanted to cover with this live stream. Thank you all for watching. Yeah. Peace.